Deborah with Pinching Pesos, and it's eBays and bacon time. I have a follow-up from last week, and I just wanted to go over some things and respond to some comments and give some updates. But number one update while we're waiting on people to kind of show up, we have a foster dog that we got 2 weeks ago, and she was like an older dog, 7 years old, and she'd been in the shelter for like 7 weeks after her owner passed away. And even though Austin and surrounding areas are no kill shelters, no kill basically means that they don't kill any of the adoptable dogs. And so when they put up an alert saying, because we had storms for like 2 weeks, it was raining, and they put up alerts saying, we're full, don't surrender your animals, they aren't safe. And coincidentally, we had already put in an application to be foster parents for doggies a week before. And so me and Maria went over to the shelter and picked out a dog. And her name was Lali. Her name is Lali. And she had a meet and greet last Monday to meet a family who specifically wanted an older dog. And so she's being adopted, and we're so excited. It's going to be really sad on Monday because we really love her. But yeah, so she's going off to a new home. I'm excited. So that's something we've been having going on in our life lately. We've had our first foster dog. But anyway, so last week I talked about not being organized, and so this is the first thing I want to touch on. I want to touch on a couple of things. The goals that I set, the organizational stuff, and there was one more thing and I can't remember. See, I should write this stuff down. I shouldn't just go, oh, I'm gonna go live, and then I do, because I don't think things through. Plus it's 8 a.m. and my brain doesn't really function correctly for a couple more hours. So last week I talked about having the desire to be organized but never actually getting there. A lot of people can relate to that. Some people are very organized, and it just comes really naturally to them. There's some people like my dad who is an incredibly organized man when it comes to his paperwork, and when he gets a bill, he writes the date on it and when it's got paid, and he files it away, and he's got it all stacked up. However, it's not actually like filed in a filing system. It's stacked up somewhere, and he knows where stuff is, but nobody else knows where anything is. So he's a very organized man in that sense, in that I don't think he's ever paid a bill late. He has all of his appointments on track. He doesn't forget anything, but his table has papers all over it, and he knows what's there. Nobody else does. So you could actually be both, apparently, because that's my dad. My dad's incredibly organized and also has a barn full of stuff. So anyway, but there was some comments on the video last week, one in particular or two, that made me come up with the title for today's video on when is it okay to settle. The comment basically was that sometimes you just have to admit that you're not a certain way, like you're not organized, and that's just how things are. And I don't know, I disagree. I feel like if there is something in my life that I would like to improve upon, if I want to be more organized, or I want to be more healthy, or I want to lose weight, or I want to be a better friend, or I want to be more accountable, or all of these lists of things that I personally know I want to do and I want to be better at. just because I keep trying to do it and I keep failing at it doesn't mean I get to a point where I'm like, you know what? I am just this way, and that's okay. And I'm just going to be this way. To me, that's settling. That's not um that's not being and going after the goals and things of becoming the person that I want to be. And yeah, every single day I can wake up every single day and say, I want to be this organized person and I want to be this. And at the end of every day, I could still fail every day, but I'm still going to keep trying to change the things that I want to try to change. Um, and that's fine. That doesn't mean that you have to wake up and spend every day hating yourself because you're not the way you want to be. You don't have to hate yourself to want to change, and you don't have to be like, you don't have to settle and just be like, this is just the way that I am. I think a lot of people get complacent where they either have to really hate it and be angry about it to change, or they just don't care anymore and they numb themselves out. I personally am at a place where I'm okay. I don't hate myself or I hate the fact that I'm not organized and I hate that I'm fat and I hate that I don't hate myself. I'm fine with myself. And if I never change, I'm okay. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop trying to be better. I've always said that the minute I stop trying is the minute that I die. So no, I don't accept that I'm just an unorganized person who can't talk at 8 a.m. because their brain doesn't communicate with their tongue. No, I don't accept that. I feel like when I stop trying, my life's over. Like, I've just become complacent. I've just settled and said, I'm okay being mediocre and I'm not going to try anymore because it's too hard. And that's not me and that's not what I want to do. And it's okay if that's somebody else because everybody is their own judge of their own selves, and it's your job to love yourself, and if you're happy where you are, then you're happy where you are. And you don't have to keep trying. You can just be you. But that's not me. I'm going to check the chat because I haven't seen it at all today. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Ronnie. What are you doing over here? I was graced with his presence yesterday. Sally Walker says, I'm a reformed slob. What does that mean, Sally? Did you make big changes? Was there like an aha moment for you? Let's see. And Sally Walker says, if you stop striving to change and grow, then what's the point? Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so now I wanted to touch on, now that I've did my therapist spiel, I wanted to touch on my goals I set last week. Okay, so last week I was talking about how I was going to sit down and I was going to make goals and then I was going to follow those goals for the month. Well, the rest of the month. Well, I did. After the show was over, I sat down and I went back and I looked at April, and like I went in my book and I was like, okay, how many things did I list in April? What were my sales in May? And then what did I list in May? And what were my sales in June? And I was basically going month by month, seeing the correlation between what I listed and what I sold. And there was a direct correlation between the two. And maybe that's why July was terrible. July was the worst month on eBay, I think, to record since I started. Like, it was bad. I think I had $400 in sales or less. It was really, really bad. I made more money and more sales when all I had was 80 listings and I sold stuffed animals and coffee cups. Like, it was really bad. Which says a lot because I had at the time 400 listings. So you would think that those 400 listings would support the month of me not really listing for like 3 weeks. Didn't happen. Sales went. So based off of the information that I got, evaluating the amount that I list versus the amount that I make, I set a goal of listing 40 brand new things, 40 brand new listings, and having $500 in sales. And I ended up getting really close. I had 30 listings. This is something I learned about myself. If you ever hear me say, oh, I'm gonna list that over the weekend, I'm lying through my little gap teeth, because yeah, I don't list on the weekends apparently, because Saturday and Sunday I didn't list a thing. I was in here, I was in this office, I was not listing. There's a big gap between the 26th and the 30th where nothing happened in listing land. So yeah, that's why I didn't meet my goal, because I didn't do anything on Friday. Where's the calendar? I'm sorry. I didn't do anything on Saturday or Sunday as far as listing. And then Monday, I don't know what I was doing. What was I doing Monday? No, I shipped stuff out. What was I doing that I didn't list anything? Très bizarre. So I was short 10 on my goal. I did 30. My goal was 40. And on my $500 goal, I actually got really, really close. And if somebody would have paid for their item, I would have made it. So I had it all here, and at the top of my calendar, I put $500. And then every time I got a sale, I would subtract it off. And then I would carry over my balance every day. Now, I said I didn't list over the weekend, right? No listings. You see my Sunday? No sales. I didn't list on Monday, right? See my Tuesday? No sales. I don't know. eBay is like a clingy girlfriend who needs constant reassurance that you want her, because it just needs constant attention. And I was $25 short on hitting my goal. If the person would have paid for their conditioner, which was $104 with shipping, so 75 bucks, which I sold another one. I sold one yesterday, but I had sold a different one on Saturday, I think, and they didn't pay. No, it was further back than that. It was on the 26th. It was on Friday, and they didn't pay. So I would have hit my goal if they would have paid, but they didn't. So I'm going to set a new goal for this week, and I think I'm going to set the same goal. I think 40 listings and $500 is a good goal. So I'm going to set that goal for this week. It'll run till next Wednesday, so the 1st through the 7th. I have items ready to go. I need to list this. This is 3 pieces. Yesterday when I was counting up the listings that I was going to do to reach my goal, I had like 13 things that were right here to list. The issue was that my dad called, and I was also distracting myself yesterday. I was kind of having a health panic, and So I was kind of distracting myself yesterday, getting into like scroll mode, and then my dad called and was having me look at some houses online, and so I ended up doing that for like over an hour, and then so I was kind of heavily distracted yesterday. So anyway, got all of this stuff that I'm gonna list. I've already listed that plush right there. That's all listed. That's done. This is done. So I'm gonna get started on my day. I just wanted to check in with you guys and I guess follow up. Let me look at the chat real quick. Ronnie said employee is lacking with the photos. You better tell Gretchen she needs to get to work and make some breakfast. So, oh, it's Mr. Flynn. I haven't seen you in a while. Good morning. Setting a goal is easy. Doing it is rough. Yeah, that's true. I think it was really good for me to go through and set a realistic goal and a goal that I knew was going to get me to my other goal. So I'm going to try it again this week. I'm going to do the exact same thing. 40 listings, $500. And it just seemed to make a difference in my entire week to know that I had something that I was going after instead of just being like, oh, I want to list today. No, I have this goal that I need to reach. So I'm going, hit the certain number. It was much better. It's the same way whenever you're trying to make a weight loss goal or, oh, I'm going to run a 5K. You don't set the goal as I'm going to run a 5K. You set the goal as, okay, today I'm going to do half a mile, and the day, 2 days later, I'm going to do this much. And then in 6 weeks, I'm going to be conditioned to do this. It's kind of a better, more specific goal. What do you take pictures with? I have a Canon SX150 that I take pictures with, but recently I've just been taking pictures with my phone. I have a Galaxy 6, and then for Snap Post, when I'm doing Snap Post, trying Snap Post listings, I have an iPhone 5S that I'm using for that. So, but anyway, all right, well, that's it. That's all I was touching on this morning. I know these are like little video therapy sessions for me, but that's what they are. That's what eBays and Bacon was started for. So anyway, that's it, you guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye. I hope you have a really good day and be super duper duper productive.